Hello everyone, it's Jeannie from Makers Unify. Today I am creating 3 pieces of DIY wall art decor inspired by fellow YouTuber Lone Fox, who is very talented and creative. These 3 pieces were very easy and fun to make and are in line with home decor trends going on today. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to Makers Unify, and I'll also put the link to Lone Fox's YouTube channel in the description below, so you can check out all his wonderful creations. And if you are a creator and would like me to share what you're making, you can DM me through Instagram at Makers Unify. For the wreath frame mirror, I started by cutting 8-inch sections of this raffia that I picked up from Walmart. I ended up using 2 bags of raffia, so you will need quite a bit for this project. I gathered about 4 to 6 strands of the raffia. You fold it in half and then loop through the wreath frame on the outer edge. This process will take you a little while as there's a lot of raffia to loop on the frame. Decided to loop more on the next inner ring as the mirror didn't really cover up the first ring on the wreath. I then trimmed the raffia and used the glue gun to attach the mirror on the front, and then I also put some glue on the back to hold the mirror in more securely. I also wanted to put a ring of wood beads around the mirror, similar to what Lone Fox did. A piece of twine with the wood beads, and I ended up using small beads that I wanted, as I didn't have enough of the medium-sized ones to go around. So then I hot glued the beads around the mirror, and I left the end beads untied until I knew that I had enough beads to go around, and then I just tied it off, and as you can see, I hot glued it as I went around. So there you have it. I think it turned out pretty cute, especially if you like the boho look. So let me know in the comments what you think, how it turned out. For this next piece of wall art decor, I took a sign that I purchased at the thrift store and sanded it down so I could reuse it for this project. I'm going to cover the board with spackle using a putty knife and spreading it around and letting it be uneven and bumpy so that I can have a textured look. I then use the Iron Orchard Design Stamp Rose Toilet to stamp on the now dry spackle covered board. Because the surface is kind of uneven and bumpy, the stamp doesn't always come out with clean lines, but this unevenness was what I was going for. So now I'm just taking the stamps that I like and placing them on the board, pressing them down where I think they should go, kind of playing around with it. And that's the fun part of making your own art. You can kind of do what feels good to you. I then used white wax, and I mixed this with mineral chalk paint, and I wanted to give the art piece a weathered kind of vintage look. In retrospect, I probably should have aged it with the wax and chalk paint mixture first and then stamped, as some of the ink from the stamp kind of smeared as I put this over the top. So after I put the mixture on, I'm lightly dabbing it off, and you can see where that it kind of it's smeared there and got a little dark. So now I'm trying to be a little more careful around the different leaves and things of the flowers to make sure that I didn't smear the ink. Maybe if I let the ink dry a little bit longer, it would have not smeared as much, but oh no, I think it turned out pretty cute. I did spray a clear coat over the top to protect it and kind of seal it. And I do love how this one turned out, and it was so fun to create. I think I might make a larger one to go over my fireplace. I'll let you know. And if you make one, make something like this, tag it on Instagram at Makers Unify. The last piece of wall art decor that I made, I used an embroidery hoop, just like Lone Fox did, which I measured and cut in half using a pair of wire cutters. And then I sanded the ends to smooth them out. I then measured and cut a few pieces of a dowel to use to attach the hoops to each other, making sure to sand those edges too. I glued two of the cut dowel pieces together to use to attach to the hoop, and the whole thing took a little bit to get the glue to actually adhere, so I suggest you give it a few minutes to dry before moving on. I then repeated this process for the other side. I then took yarn and wrapped it around a piece of cardboard the length I wanted the tassels to be, but I did decide that they were too long, so I ended up cutting them in half again. So here I am trying it out to see how it will look and deciding that it's just way too long. So I will ended up taking it off and cutting it in half again. You can see the top part of the hoop fell off, so I just left it off while I looped the yarn on the bottom, and then I'll just glue it back together later on. So I loop 16 groups of tassels around the bottom, and then I will glue it all back together. Used another piece of yarn for the hanger and thread 6 beads of different sizes through the yarn, and then I put a ring on the top to use to hang the wall art. Another fun boho piece, and it's probably going to end up in my daughter's room. I hope you enjoyed this video on the wall art decor. I think like I said, it was very easy and fun to make, and I would like to see your creations too. If you can tag me at Makers Unify on Instagram, I would be happy to share your creations. So thanks again for watching, and make sure to subscribe and like. And until next time, have a DIY day.